Hello and welcome to my Happy Cells and Souls YouTube channel. My name is Julie Powers and I am a licensed Zumba instructor and I'm a partner with the Juice Plus company. My mission in life is to help people know that life is better when they're dancing through it and to inspire healthy living around the world. But my expanded mission is to create better health at the cellular level and more joy at the cellular level. Because I believe that we only get one body while we're here, so we better take care of it, right? But I also believe that we're here to be happy and to enjoy our time here and not to just suffer, but to spread our light throughout the world. So that brings me to these videos on my channel that I want to share with people because I've had the honor and privilege of meeting some remarkable people throughout my life. And I want to share little bits of their lives with you, because I believe that we can learn from every single person. It doesn't matter if we share the same beliefs in politics, religion, if our cultural backgrounds and social backgrounds are different. It doesn't matter. We can learn from everyone. And so if we just open our minds, we can take it all in and take something away from each conversation. So today, I am very excited about having a conversation with my friend, Carol Jensen-Linton. And I met Carol several years ago through the Juice Plus company. We're kind of sideline buddies, but more so from kind of this personal growth, personal change, learning about focus, and just these classes and courses that we've been taking together and really learning how to be our best selves. And what I love about Carol is that she's 71 years old, but you wouldn't know that by looking at her or talking to her because she is full of energy, absolutely full of energy. And she just glows in person. You can't see that on this video screen, but she glows. And I love that because she has all this fabulous energy just radiating from her. But it's because she shares this mission and this motto that she has absorbed into her life from day one, basically, because she was in a dance family from the time she was born. But life is better when you dance through it. And she's been doing that since she was 3 years old and started taking ballet and tap and jazz and acrobatic. And so Carol, I would like for you to just talk about, you started when you were just a very little girl, as I did, and you were able to take lessons in dance until you were 14 years old and had an injury. But I'd like you to talk about how you went back to dance and how that change of when you went back to dance after graduate school, how did your life start changing after that? And just tell me what dance means to you.
Dance is living. I believe that, we need to be joyful, and it is so easy to be joyful when you're dancing. I guess it's hard for me to understand someone that doesn't feel music, but I feel music and it just comes out of me. And so I know some people really are kind of like disco, really, but disco music, what I love about that is that it's happy, it's positive, you can understand the words, it's got a great beat, you can move, it's joyful. And what happened was, yes, I started taking dance when I was 3, acrobatic, tap, jazz, ballet. And my brother was actually my first dance partner as a tap dancer. I got to do the hard work, he got to do the easy stuff. What can I say?
Right.
But yeah, with my injury when I was 14, I wanted to be the next Sid Charisse. Okay, that was my image of myself, the next Sid Charisse. That went down the tubes. And so it was tough, and, got through college and, danced at parties and stuff, but not how I would really want to. And finally, right before I went to grad school, dancing, again, I messed my knee up some more. My girlfriend worked for an orthopedic surgeon, so I had surgery done on it right before I went to grad school. And so, yay, I could start doing things that I hadn't been able to do for a long time, which was exciting. And that's when disco came in, and it was like, okay, I want to learn how to do this because I don't know how to do that. I can do some ballroom stuff, but I don't know how to do this disco stuff. So that's how I, as a I have a master's degree in social work. So working as a social worker, mainly with pregnant women, I was not meeting the people to meet, to date, to have fun with. And so
Yeah,
Arthur
that
Murray,
doesn't really open up a good group for you if you're working with pregnant women.
I'm working with the doctors who are all married, and yeah, other people, no. Anyway, so right across the street from my office was Arthur Murray's dance studio. And I went, okay. So I decided to go, and it was great learning all the new dances, getting back into that. But for me also, I met the most incredible people there, and I met my husband there. And to this day, I am friends with those people that I met there. One of them is my son's godmother. I'm the godmother of another friend of her daughter. So, I mean, it formed this neat relationship, and our common thing is dance. And it got me out of my shell of just being focused on my career, my job, to something totally different and very uplifting. I mean, how can you not feel good when you're dancing? I mean,
Exactly. Of course, that's what I think. Being a Zumba instructor, I just believe that everybody should be able to feel the music and let themselves go with it.
yeah,
And even if they're not good, like I'm not great, I'm not a great dancer, but I have lots of energy, lots of excitement, and I love it so much that it doesn't matter to me if I'm good at it or not. I just have a lot of fun. So I know that whenever you met your husband, that was a really good connection, because also ballroom dance and partner dancing, you have to have a really good connection, whether or not it's romantic, is not really part of the puzzle for most people, but for you it really was that connection. And so how long were you guys married?
we were married almost 40 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That is a true testament to true love. And of course, I know dancing had a lot to do with that. And I know that you guys went out dancing, and you went on lots of cruises, and you were able to dance on the cruise ships, and you were involved with competitions. For how many years were you in competition?
Let's see. Well, we started competing together actually before we got married. And until our son was like 2 or 3. So at least 5-6 years we competed with Arthur Murray's, and then family life just kind of took over. And that's then with the cruising, we loved that because we could dance every night, and we did. And like when we got married, the criteria for our wedding reception was, well, where can we have a dance?
Yes.
Where's a good enough dance floor? And for our 10th wedding anniversary, we had a dance at church. For our 25th, we had a dance at church. So dancing has always been a big part of our life. And even with Ron being so sick, the last cruise we did, he was actually able to get up and dance a little bit with me. And we had a dance instructor, mine instructor, called Dwight. And it was kind of a joke because Dwight would stand there like doing West Coast swing, and there's a pivot. And so the guy's here and the woman's going back and forth and doing all the pretty stuff. And Dwight would just kind of, so I said, Ron, just do a Dwight and I'll dance around you. So,
Right. Do a Dwight. So, here's the thing is, how long was Ron sick before he passed?
2.5 years.
So for 2.5 years, your dancing opportunities obviously changed. But my theory is that we have to dance through life no matter what season of life we happen to be in. And, I lost a daughter and you lost your husband. And through those pieces where things aren't connected anymore, like we've lost part of us, we have this giant hole, then you have to find ways, not necessarily to fill that hole up, but to sort of patch up the edges of the hole, that scar tissue in your heart. And so my theory is you do that with things that you love so much. And for us, that's dancing. And to find that music and to feel that music and to find that joy again is really, really important. So after he passed in January of this year, we had, of course, the COVID situation just sort of came out of the blue for everyone and changed.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because I actually had, right after he died, 2 weeks after he died, I was on a birthday cruise with my really good friend Cheryl Boudreau, who I met through Juice Plus, and it was her 70th birthday celebration. So it was 8 women, and they paid for the cruise for us to go celebrate. And, you know, I danced on that cruise and it was very freeing. And then 2 weeks later, I'm with a group called New Neighbors. I coordinate, so I took 20 ladies on a cruise. So I'm dancing on the cruise. Then COVID hit. So I'm not out dancing with people, but I've always danced around the house. And in our living room, we've got a nice stereo system. And so I put the radio on, or I'll put CDs on and blast it through the house and dance while I'm going through the house, because it brings me great joy. Or I'm one of those people, I don't know if you ever did this, but in a car, I would do, and we learned to do it in dance class, chair dancing. So you'd sit in your chair and you'd move your feet to your routine and stuff. So sometimes going down the highway, you see me, I'm dancing in my car.
Carol, we probably shouldn't be in a car together because I hate to admit this on a public forum like this, but I choreograph in the car, and I might be driving maybe with my knee on the steering wheel, and I'm, you know, in my head, I'm listening to the music and I'm choreographing and I'm going through my new songs. So yes, I do a lot of that, and not so much these days because there are fewer places to go. Of course, we're staying home more, but I love how you put the music on and you dance through your house, because even people who cannot dance, and you know, for me, I've been teaching Zumba classes for almost 10 years, and there have been many people that say, I can't dance, I have 2 left feet, I have no rhythm, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't care, come move, have fun, enjoy yourself. But there's really only been, out of hundreds and hundreds of people, maybe 2 people that really didn't have any rhythm, but they still had fun.
Yeah.
And so, you know, some people think that because they can't dance, they don't have a way to dance through life. But I think too that you can find your dance in many different ways. You know, maybe it's running. I don't know why it would ever be running, but because I have no desire to ever do that. But some people love it, and that's okay, because that's kind of your dance. I'm sure they're listening to the music, they've got the beat, you know, and they're moving to it. Can you talk about a little bit, we have a few more minutes, can you talk about how your dance has changed, not just dancing through your home and, you know, being on your own now, but just your outlook on life?
It's what makes me alive, because it helps with all those wonderful memories of different times in my life where I've danced, whether it's on the stage when I was a kid, and sometimes I'll imagine that, and I know how powerful, not in a negative way, but strong on the stage, that I'm here and I'm performing, and I'm loving it and I'm having a good time. And so it's helped me, all of that growing up, performing like that, being comfortable in front of crowds, because I'm, with my other thing that I do, I'm the area manager for New Neighbors. So I have to run a monthly meeting. I have to run board meetings. There's a lot of things I do at church. You know, I've been on national committees, all kinds of stuff. And dance gave me the confidence to do that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You just, when you feel good inside your skin, it's so easy to do so many other things.
Right.
And whether it's a pretty dance or not, like what you were saying, but you're moving, and that moving, as you know, creates great endorphins. And I think that's probably what happens. I've got the muscle memory in the brain of that good endorphin feeling when I'm moving, that it translates into being able to do all those other things in my life.
Exactly, exactly. And two, I find that music is so powerful,
I
so
agree.
powerful. And I have had some conversations with musicians, and that, we talked about that, how even just the change in rhythm can increase your heart rate, can, just give you a little more energy, or it can bring you back to a time of your life that was very emotionally charged, good or bad. And whenever you hear a song that you haven't heard since high school, and you hear the first notes of it, and you are taken back, just like you said before, you are taken back to that time. And it may be a really happy memory or not so happy memory, but you're there. And
Right.
so I think it's so great to always listen to new music and be exposed to new songs and new rhythms from different cultures, and just really take it all in, so that you can create those new memories that will take on a life of their own. So have you found anything, any new songs or any new dance styles that you really like? And whether it's you dancing or just watching them, because like for me, I watched World of Dance, um, that show, and I haven't watched this last season. I recorded all of them, and I haven't had time to sit down and watch them, but I love that. And it's one of the only dance competitions that I've ever watched on TV, but I think it's so amazing. And so have you seen anything like on any of those shows, or any new songs you've heard that just really speak to you?
Um, on that show, and I don't want to spoil it for you since you haven't watched it. Some amazing dancers, all different styles. My preference, and I lean more towards ballroom, acrobatic, contemporary, and
Right.
not so much the hip hop, or that style. But there were some that were just, excuse me, just amazing, just totally amazing.
I think watching dancers is watching the one of the purest forms of athleticism, because you have to have so many things happening at the same time,
Yeah.
especially if you're working with a partner or a group. And I find that dance has so many positives. It's one of the only things that has been found to decrease your chances of dementia. And so that, I mean, I keep thinking, oh my gosh, where would I be if I wasn't dancing? Because my memory drops out of my head sometimes, right? So thank goodness that I'm still dancing on a regular basis. But that, and just that happiness factor, for so many people. And so you are a grandma. You are about to be a great grandmother, right?
Yeah.
um, I'm sure that when we are free to move about the country in a regular way again, you will be spending more time with these grandchildren. And so I see in my head a lot of grandma and grandkid dancing, through the house. And have you had that experience yet?
Um, well, my grandson, um, he just turned 1 last month, so he's in Berlin, Germany, unfortunately. So yes, I mean, when he was little, I would dance and sing with him, going around the house kind of thing. With my bonus grandkids, a little bit. Unfortunately, some live in Texas, some are in California, so we don't get to do a lot of that, but we're working on that. So.
Life will open up again for everyone. And um, I love sharing this particular piece of life with you, because I think that you are such an amazing woman, and I feel very, very honored to be your friend and to have you in my life. But to know that you have had a piece of something that's so special to me in your life for so many years just makes me happy.
Julie, it's been a privilege and an honor getting to know you. I'll never forget when I first met you, and it was like I could just feel your energy. And then finding out that you're a dancer is kind of like, well, of course. You know?
There's always that connection, right? Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing your little piece of your life with us today. And I just hope that somebody finds joy in it and maybe turns on some music and starts moving.
Just turn it on and move. Just listen to it and move however you can move. It doesn't matter. It's not like you're doing competition ballroom dancing where I'm being judged.
Right.
It's just having fun. And that's what dance is all about, is having fun.
I always tell the people that come to my Zumba classes, there are 2 rules. Keep moving and have fun. That's it. Those are the only rules. So,
That's it.
all right. Thank you so much, Carol.
You're welcome, Julie. Thank you for letting me be on your channel.
Absolutely.
So, okay.